Welcome back to Relationships at Work, the leadership mindset guide for creating a workplace we love. I'm your host, Russel Lolacher, a communications and leadership nerd with a couple of decades of experience, successful experience in both of those areas, and a whole heap of curiosity on how we can make the workplace a better place. If you're a leader trying to understand and improve your impact on work culture and the employee experience, well, you're in the right place. This is a mini episode that you're listening to right now. Just a quick, valuable bit of information on top of our regular show to set up the mindset for the week ahead. It's inspired by our weekly Raw Notes newsletter, and this week's topic, Megaphone your values to really create connection. Ever done a values exercise? For many, it's about 4 or 19 of them. Why do you ask? It's that kind of an answer. Because we do so many of these exercises, both professionally and sometimes personally, that highlight our values. I know I've done a few over the years, either with a team or as part of a larger part of the organization. If you're personally looking to do one, there's tons of resources out there. Brene Brown has a great list of values to get anyone started if they want to better understand what theirs might be. It's a good starter point. And it is vital that we know our values because it's part of the foundation from which we should be making decisions and setting boundaries for our career and our employee experience. It's what's most important to us. We talk a lot about self-awareness on this show and how much it's a vital superpower for great relationships, for great leadership. Knowing our values, embracing our values, how those resonate, what they mean to us, that's a huge key part of that self-awareness. Here's the problem I've often seen though. We keep this information about our values to ourselves. We don't tell anybody. We go through all these exercises, we figure out our values, and then we keep them like it's this huge secret. Oh yes, I do value trust and communication and work-life balance. Thank you for letting me know. I did not know that about myself. Now I'm going to put them in a little black box folder in my own personal vault, door closed. It's this hidden away thing. And we're missing a huge opportunity here. The thing is, they are even more powerful if we share them, circulate them, discuss them. If we let others embrace them, or at least tell them so they can't say they didn't know. How else are we going to learn about who each other is? Connect with each other. Okay, I'm going to share a story. I've mentioned it a few times on the podcast before, but I think it really bears repeating in this context. I was going through this exercise with a large group of people. We were all split up, as you do, on different tables, answering all these necessary questions to hone in on what our personal values were. It was an interesting one because in one area, the exercise walked us through a work-life balance section, connecting our home life with our work life and what our values were and how they interconnected between, our work life and our home life. Because truthfully, our values are our values. They shouldn't change. And as we got to the end and people took in this newfound knowledge, there was one woman that was behind me. We'll call her Shelly. I just random. She raised her hand for the facilitator to see, and she asked a really interesting question. What if I have a different set of values, completely different set of values at home than I do at work? This was amazing to me because you really shouldn't. It's not like your family is a priority at home, but suddenly it's not a priority at all once you turn on your computer or walk through the office doors. And what this really highlighted was that she had to become a different person in the workplace. She was not only not bringing herself to work, she was creating this whole other persona to fit in. Now, that is a whole other conversation that I'm sure we should get to at one point. And it's certainly a conversation she needed to get into with her team, her bosses. But what I want to highlight here is that she shared them. She shared her values so that we could all understand her better, and certainly her challenges better. In this case, it highlighted a pretty big issue. But what if she'd kept that as a secret? What if she just kept it to herself? What if she hadn't felt safe to share in that room? Then the issue would just persist. She wouldn't be true to herself. The real value in values is helping others understand us through them. Who we are, what matters to us, what doesn't matter to us, how we're motivated, what our boundaries are. At the very least, it starts conversations like this and how our values overlap across other teammates, our bosses, how they connect to the company values. Tons of conversations to have from this. Share your values. There are tons of benefits to it. I want to highlight a few, actually. The first, it actually builds authentic relationships in the workplace. We get to know the real us beyond just some professional facade. It's authentic. It can lead to stronger, more genuine workplace relationships. It also fosters trust. When our colleagues understand where we're coming from and what drives us, they are more likely to trust our actions, our decisions, because they know our motivations. They know from whence these decisions are made from. And I don't use the word whence lightly. Not sure if you know this, but trust is foundational to effective teamwork and collaboration. I know you knew that. You're a fan of the show. It also helps avoid misconceptions, because by sharing our core values, it provides context for our behavior and decisions. When others know what we prioritize and value, they are less likely to misinterpret our actions or our motivations. It also values diverse perspectives. Teams can actually get to appreciate the diversity of thought and backgrounds and experiences. We're not all the same people. Look at our motivations. Look at our values. This diversity is absolutely crucial for things like innovation and effective problem solving. Because you may look at your team and go, we all have the same values. Maybe we should have this mixed up a little bit. Maybe we should bring other diverse values to the party to make a more inclusive group, team, innovative team. It also improves collaboration because it can help us assign roles, tasks, projects based on what we value. If other people know what your values are, including your leadership, they can help with that. When individuals work on tasks that align with their values, they are often more passionate and committed to them, which, kind of leads to better outcomes. And lastly, it helps with conflict resolution by megaphoning these values, sharing them, popularizing them. Because in the event of a disagreement or a conflict, understanding those underlying values, it really provides context and a basis for resolution. So instead of viewing conflicts as personal clashes, we can approach them as differences in values, which can be discussed and understood and reconciled. Why keep something so valuable as values to ourselves? Because by being more open and transparent, we can actually build stronger relationships at work. See what I did there? It's up to us as leaders, you and me, to model this kind of behavior and provide the environment that allows people like Shelley, remember I named her Shelley, to share. Now that's valuable. That's it. That is another mini episode of Relationships at Work, the leadership mindset guide for creating a workplace we love. I'm Russel Lolacher. Always enjoy spending some time with you. If you have a moment, I'd love you to check out us on YouTube. Yep, we're on YouTube now. Not only is the video show, but the podcast itself. YouTube's changed a few things, so now we can actually share our RSS feed through YouTube. So if you're a big user of that platform, you can now find Relationships at Work, not only in video, but audio form now as well. Isn't that great? Isn't that special? Technology. Have a great day.